Oh, man, I love my job. Payday. You want payday? I know that. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is canceled. The fight is off. Pack it up. Your boy Ego said so. So, let me show you what I mean. Ring Magazine, their verified page, says the planned Canelo payday versus Terence Crawford fight is now off. The Ring has learned, and they made this graphic. Breaking news. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford fight is now off. And they posted on their Instagram. Now, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. When I tell you I'm the best in this business and it's not even close, you must all bow down and believe me. I would tell every listener well before this moment, do not get your hopes up. If you watch my channel, for the haters that study my channel, you will know I've had a continued message with this fight. I didn't particularly like it because of the weight class jumping. Crawford looked vulnerable at 154. He didn't get any knockdowns, any knockouts with Israel Madrimov. So to go straight from that, and they try to bill it as a super fight, a mega fight, fighting Canelo at 168, it just didn't make sense. But I don't get in the way of fights. I've only spoke my opinion. And people were pushing this hard. Ring Magazine, the other day, they put out several. And I was in Oakland. Shout out to Oakland, Bay Area. Yee! I rushed home. I could not wait to get home. And I'm going to do an unpack video, so make sure you subscribe. I am going to destroy y'all. In my unpack, I'm really going to get off. This is just to break the news. I smashed home from the town, and I'm back, and we're talking about it. Canelo, Terence Crawford, They're saying it's now off. But was the fight ever on? Right? Anybody who listened to my channel, you will know what I've said. From a personal note, didn't really like the fight because of, it just was a weird fight with the different weight disparity. But I implored you guys to listen to me. Anybody who would listen, I said, don't cash your checks, don't count your hens, all these things. People were getting hyped for this fight. They were telling people that the fight was going to be in September. And I'm like, yo, am I the only one with a brain and logic, right? Canelo hasn't even announced his May opponent. Why are they announcing his September opponent? And y'all believed it. Why would they? I pose these questions to you on the channel. Why would they announce his September opponent before we even know who he's fighting in May for sure? And I told you guys to pay attention for the false prophets in boxing. There's a lot of people, they want to be just like Boxing Ego, but they're not me. I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Boxing Ego please stand up? And I told you, a lot of false prophets. Be careful where you get your information from in boxing. A lot of low quality content, poor, cheap thumbnails, bad audio quality, bad visual quality, and most importantly, the information is bad. And I told you guys at the beginning of this year in January that it was going to get dark for a lot of content creators. Telling the truth is back in style. I don't know that it ever left, but in boxing, we kind of went away from it, where you had a lot of clickbait and people just, doing whatever for views. You guys have been duped. Not me. Ego's Army, we cool. I told you guys. Let's wait till Canelo announces his May opponent, because the information I'm receiving was different than this. And again, why would he announce his September fight before his May fight? When has Canelo ever did that? Right? On top of the fight not really making sense to me, but you guys fell for the mousetrap. They put cheese on it and you came right to it. And now people looking dumb talking about the fight is canceled. Was the fight ever signed? I told you. And the other day, Ring Magazine was doing something, in my opinion, that was crazy. We know Turkey bought Ring Magazine, and Ring Magazine was putting out all of these posts. The fight is on for September. It's a verbal agreement. Then they said they're fighting at the Raiders Stadium, Allegiant Stadium. You have content creators who were filling in the rest of the blanks, right? Saying it's at Allegiant Stadium. Here's how much Terence Crawford's going to make. Here's how much Canelo Alvarez is going to make, right? People were doing fight predictions for this fight. You have content creators talking about the undercard of an imaginary fight that was never official. So we're talking about a fight that was not signed. We're talking about a fight the venue is going to be in. We're talking about the undercard, the fighter pay in purses. And meanwhile, the whole time Boxing Ego was like, pump your brakes. Wait a minute. We haven't heard Canelo confirm any of this stuff. Why are you guys believing this? And now there's a lot of people that look dumb, but not me though. I can't wait to make this unpacked video. I am really going to go in so I can really take my time, subscribe, hit the like button. This is not a surprise to me. What happens in May with Canelo, it may surprise some of you, but if you're Ego's army, it shouldn't surprise you because I told you what it was going to be. You guys said I was lying. You guys condemned me. You said my sources were bad. My information was bad. My outlook was bad. People were making predictions like, oh, Terence Crawford's going to knock him out. You need a fight in order to knock somebody out. And furthermore, that didn't really sound realistic because you didn't knock out Madrimov. Are you really going to move up another 2 weight classes in one fell swoop and knock him out? So I don't know what's going on with Ring, but that looked very bad and they look bad. All that news that was coming out talking about the fight was agreed, Allegiant Stadium, and you guys fell for the mousetrap and ran for it. Meanwhile, on my channel, I wasn't buying it. And I told you guys that. Let me hear this from Canelo. You guys were sold though. And again, you had content creators filling in the rest of blanks, talking about the undercard, fighter purses, and all this type of stuff, only to find out days later that it's not officially done. Now, another thing that I got so right is, remember I did a video about Riyadh season, dazn, and Ring and Turkey Al-Sheikh, and I said this is wrong what you're doing in boxing, prematurely announcing fights when you don't have the paperwork all dialed in, prematurely negotiating in the public, getting the public involved. It only leads for dissatisfied fans because the fans are like, yo, I thought Jaron Ennis was fighting Virgil Ortiz. DAZN Riyadh season fight. I thought it was a verbal agreement. Now, same thing. Canelo and Terence Crawford, I thought they were fighting in September. And guess what? The people who lied to you now have to point the finger and blame Canelo, say, oh, he did it, it's his fault, blah, blah, blah. But my thing is, why are you going to now believe the same people who led you astray? Meanwhile, Boxing Ego called this 100% accurate. You guys fell for it. I implored you not to listen, to wait, and you guys didn't want to listen to Boxing Ego. I told you I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. And it's just so funny to me. I don't feel no type of way because I wasn't bamboozled. I never believed in this stuff. You guys were the ones that believed it because you listened to whoever you listened to. But I try to warn you guys. And I mean, this is what makes boxing look stupid, right? Boxing looks stupid. 2 days ago, they're talking about Allegiant Stadium and the fight is verbally agreed. Days later, no explanation given. Just, hey, the fight's off, y'all. So was the fight really on? Where's the contract that Canelo signed and Terence Crawford signed? And why would it now be off if they had signed contracts? And I told y'all were making a big mistake. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. And I know I specifically warned you about negotiating the public. I have a video. The video is still on my page. Negotiating the public and drawing the public in only to leave them with blue balls because the fight doesn't happen. Now you're really in for it because now you have angry fans who are anticipating this. And this keeps happening with Ring and Riyadh season and Turkey Al Sheikh, his fights. You know what I mean? And this is exactly why I told you shouldn't do that. In boxing, you don't announce it until you're really ready. This is just such a rookie move. And again, now all the people who lied to you and told you, you know, that it was happening for sure, even though Canelo's May fight hasn't been announced, right? Now they got to backtrack and, you know, blame somebody, blame Canelo. But how is it Canelo's fault? He never said this stuff. You know, it's easy for people to jump to conclusions and stuff. Canelo never confirmed this, right? So I don't know why Ring put all this stuff out. It sounds like they didn't have an agreement and they were trying to pressure Canelo into agreeing by making it so public and saying, hey, we got this, or he said this when he visited with us. But that's not a fight. Having a fight is having signed contracts. And you guys praised Turkey for this, and I condemned this aspect of that business. PBC never does this. When have you ever seen PBC directly put out so much fake news, and then they say the fight's happening, it's happening in September, Allegiant Stadium, and then content creators said, here's the undercard, here's the fighter purses, and then days later they say, hey, you know what? Second thought, we don't really have a fight. My bad. I mean, this just looks stupid. And if you fell for it, you look bad too. Because again, you have people saying I'm wrong and giving fight predictions. Who cares about a fight prediction for a fight that doesn't happen? So this whole thing is a mess. Ring is supposed to be the Bible of boxing. And I criticized how they were moving. This looks insane. This looks absolute. Look, Canelo Crawford Riyadh season event to be held in Allegiant Stadium. I already went over this in my Unpack video. The Allegiant Stadium is booked up for the date that Canelo fights in September. How is he going to fight at Allegiant Stadium? Crawford can't sell, and Bob Arum told you that. So why would you pick a stadium so big? Look, Canelo and Alvarez and Crawford agreement in place. All this extra jazz to come out and tell the public, you know what? We don't actually have a fight. This looks terrible, people. This is what holds boxing back. And I warned you guys, let the ink dry. Show me the contract. Show me the fight. Y'all didn't want to listen. Wait till that Unpack video comes out. Peace.